Alrighty, we are live, straight politicking on all you suckers. I'm Alex Alonso 101 on all social media platforms. Street TV is the video platforms. You can check us out on Spotify, iHeart, and Apple on all your favorite podcast platforms. I'm here with my co-host from out of Inglewood, always up to no good. From the City of Champions, I got Munchie B, the mayor,
Yo, yo.
in the house. And last week you asked a really interesting question that I didn't even know what to think of when you said, who's the youngest person ever to be executed in America during modern America, 20th century America?
hmm
I was listening to our episode. I said, let me look this up, man. I found this tragic case. Tragic case. 14-year-old boy, black boy, George Stinney. George Stinney, back in 1944, was accused of killing two teenage white girls. And he was convicted of that in South Carolina. This is June 16th, 1944. And he was executed by electric chair at the age of 14. But check this out, Munchie. In 2014, 12 years ago, his conviction was vacated, overturned.
In 2000 what?
14. The court determined that his confession was coerced and he was wrongfully convicted. But yeah, man, that's South Carolina. You knew that whatever the answer was for this question you asked was going to be somewhere down south.
But how they overturn something with somebody already resting?
Well, I think it's just to the family, to his ancestors, to his descendants. It's happened a few times where someone that's deceased receives their flowers.
Is they getting compensated?
That I didn't look up, but I would hope so. I would hope that they're on top of that.
That makes zero sense.
Well, it's important if you're a descendant of Mr. George Stinney, because you're living with that stigma that dang, your uncle or your nephew or your great aunt, at this point it's your great granduncle, killed two white teenagers, and it turned out he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, that's toe up.
Yeah, man, I went on a deep dive and I was like, wow, that's deep, that's deep. And now we talked about Nat Turner last week too, because he was executed, but this was in 1831, about 113 years before young George Stinney was executed. And here I have the exact dates on what happened to Nat Turner. This is gonna blow your mind. Okay, the rebellion was on August 21st, 1831. It lasted 4 days. They killed 55 white folks. It is the most violent slave revolt in the history of American slavery. That happened August 21st. He went on the run. A lot of his, I guess, his colleagues, because he didn't do this alone, he rallied up some troops. A lot of his colleagues were already captured. People that weren't even involved that knew him were captured and arrested. He went on the run and was found hiding in some sort of farm area on October 30th. So how long did he last? August
2
20th.
months.
2 months. 2 months and a few days. On October 31st, the very next day, he was booked in a Virginia jail. On November 5th, what's that? 5 days later, he was on trial. His trial lasted 1 day, and he was found guilty on November 5th. And then on November 11th, he was put to death by a public hanging. So how fast did the justice system move on Nat Turner down in Virginia?
Yeah, but that's expected back then, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And,
I'm surprised they even gave him a bunk trial. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, because I've heard stories where the police kind of let the mob outside the station kind of come in there and grab the dude, and that they end up killing the dude, and the police don't really do nothing about it because back then the mob ruled in the 1800s. But yeah, man, I always think about how like there was no due process for Nat Turner. Yeah, do you think he'll ever get a how do you pronounce this word? Posthumously, meaning after death. You think he'll get an after death
Nah.
vacated his conviction?
Nah.
Nah. I mean, he did what he did. There was no doubt. He did what he did.
Yeah,
But
he rode for the cause.
but he did it because of the crime of slavery.
Right.
You know, that is one of the most brutal crimes that the system can do on a person.
They'll never do what they did with the other gentleman.
Oh yeah, well, it's unfortunate, but if it wasn't for that, I don't know if we would have got to emancipation in 1863. Some people argue that if it wasn't for slave revolts like Nat Turner's, because the South was sending memos to the North saying, "Oh no, everything's good down here. The slaves are happy. Everything is hunky dory." But the North knew that there's issues with slavery.
The slaves was happy.
Yeah, the slaves they got places to live. They got food to eat. And then when every once in a while there'd be a mini revolt, and then the North would be like, "Oh no, nah, you see, there's problems here. There's problems." But when Nat Turner went on his revolt, that let the whole world know there's problems because his revolt was like worldwide.
Yeah, he let a cold demo down.
You put it like that, boy. Here's the sad part about it, though. Let me know what you feel about this. In those 55 people that died, that included white slave owners, that included their wives, and it included some kids. It included some kids, Munchie.
And you asked,
You got silent on that one.
you asked how I feel about
Yeah,
it.
how you feel about that?
I'm gonna say no comment.
No comment.
Yeah.
And I know that Nat Turner was leading his revolt. He told everybody, "Hey, nobody's off the table. Nobody's off the table on this one." So that's one of the, there's some innocence, but you know, it's a tough conversation to have. Even though this happened 100, damn, this shit almost happened 200 years ago, 1831. So in 5 years, it'll be 200 years that this happened.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I got no comment on that. I'm gonna stay PG-13, man. But Nat Turner, he did his thing, put a demonstration down.
And I was reading that it took him a year to plan this,
Mm.
like to get everybody on board.
Yeah, I know a lot of people were scared.
Yeah, no doubt. And then he had to know who could he trust, who's gonna rat him out before we do it. So he got his crew together, and then on August 21st, they did their thing.
Nah, man. I mean, shit. He changed. He changed. He had to do that to make a change, even if it was a small one. It was, you know what I mean?
I think it was a huge change because we got emancipation in 1863. So 30 years later, slavery was over with. And I do believe that all of the revolts contributed to that day coming sooner than later. Imagine slavery could have went into what 1880. Maybe it would have went into 1901. You know, who knows? But
I know the white people was high when they had to free the slaves.
oh yeah, that's why we got Juneteenth because they didn't want to tell the people in Texas, the slaves in Texas, that y'all free. It was like let's not tell them. Let's see how long we can go without telling them that they're free. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's toe up, man.
All right, man. The first topic I got on the table, man, is I'm kind of interested in this Young Ant and Project Bo going back and forth. And I know you tapped in with it. You tapped in with both these brothers. You know these guys for a while. And I'm listening to what Young Ant said, and then I'm listening to Project Bo's response. And I got a couple clips here, but you got anything to? What's your whole response to their back and forth?
I didn't know this was gonna be a topic, but it's cool. It came up, but I'll hold it until we run through the clips.
Okay, I got a clip of Ant making some accusations on Project Bo. He posted this on his channel, and then I got Project Bo's response. And if we're lucky, we might get Project Bo on the phone. But I'm gonna play Young Ant's his response. Well, not his response, but his gripe. So let's play with Young Ant's first gripe was regarding Project Bo. And this, let me just set this up real quick. This has to do with the false allegations that Young Ant was involved in that homicide that happened on Slauson by the taco truck that Poetic Flacco and a few others were amplifying. Here goes Young Ant.
So it's crazy the way that the pop thickens, right? I brought y'all some content a few days ago about Project Bo guy, Wack 100, Flacco congregating, you know what I'm saying, amongst lies, not even really caring, you know what I'm saying. This man is on camera talking about, oh, that's how he walk. Like, it's just weird that anybody can be obsessed with you, you know, of the same sex and talking about they know how you walk.
This call is being recorded.
And stuff like that. Like, dude don't know how I walk. Dude ain't even seen me, but like twice in person, and it's just like you watching the way I walk. Like me seeing this dude twice in person, I don't remember how this dude walk. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy that Jap 5 is on the phone. Well, he's not on the phone, but they're on his phone on a FaceTime call. And it's basically like he passed the assist because it's like once I knew what they was talking about, hey man, look, take this dude number down, man. Y'all not about to be talking on my phone about this, you know what I'm saying, homie, or not. Like y'all talking about, you know what I'm saying, a murder, you know what I'm saying? Why, like, man, get this off my phone. I don't want no parts of this, anything. Even if it don't have you just don't have nothing to do with you. You just sit in the vicinity knowing what's going on. Like, it's just crazy work, man. And I just, like, continue to question, like, man, these dudes, I don't know. Like, I don't know if they members now or if they still bangers, like, but it don't matter. Either or, like where's these dudes' integrity at? Like, everybody solid, say they standing on business. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, these top-notch dudes, but it's obviously they ain't forgot, you know what I'm saying, a step in this shit, you know what I'm saying, to be allowing this type of stuff to go on. But we about to get into this content of these dudes, wherever they at on this tour bus, talking about me and how I walk, and he the one who did it, and you already know it's the halfway and the half effect. We gonna commentate.
Yeah, I know his walk. Yeah. That's probably how they try to, you know, they gonna fool me, you know, that shit gonna go. So a squabble started. Squabble started, niggas start busting. That's him dead right there. Like Fred. I told you that, but you showed me the video. Damn. Everything about time. Alright, I'm gonna tell Jap see my number right now. Alright.
So y'all seen it right there, right? So like I said, man, I was just hearing about it, man. You know, I got hip to these guys speaking on me and where the assist came from, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's crazy, you know what I'm saying, when you get to see it with your own eyes or get to hear it, you know what I'm saying, rather than somebody telling you, you know what I'm saying? So this is the phone call right here, you know what I'm saying, that I was telling you guys about where this Project Bo dude, you know what I'm saying, was talking to Wack, and, you know what I'm saying, I thought he called Wack, or, you know, Wack called him, and, you know, these dudes was congregating on some blood time or whatever the case may be. But comes to find out, these dudes didn't even have each other's numbers. You know what I'm saying? You got Jap 5, I don't know if he's, you know, just happy to be on the tour bus or whatever the case may be, but like how dudes like call themselves, you know what I'm saying, the ones, or, you know, try to make themselves seem problematic, or just that they standing on business where they, when they allowing themselves to be a part of this type of stuff. Like,
all right, I'm gonna pause it there, Munch. That, I mean, I think you get you get his point, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till I hear Project Bo rebuttal.
Okay, so Project Bo decided to take to his YouTube channel, and then he posted a clip on his Instagram as well. And here's what Project Bo had to say regarding Young Ant's complaint. And let me just also set this up because it is believed by Young Ant that Wack and Project Bo were having a conversation about this taco truck shit, and that Project Bo gave Wack the video and implicated Young Ant in that homicide. And then, of course, that gets sent to Flacco for him to do his video. So here's what Project Bo had to say about that.
Look, I just seen some shit with Aunt Hefe from in jail recording calls saying something about me working with Wack 100 to frame him for a murder. Look, check this out, blood on the dead homies, bro. Keep whatever you and Wack got going on, keep my name out your mouth, gang. And I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with you, bro. You talking about framing you for something that I knew for a fact you didn't do. How the fuck I'm trying to frame you for something that I knew once I got a call, nigga, that your weird ass supposed to have something to do with it. I hung up the phone with the person that called me and called my hood instantly. So within 10 minutes, nigga, I knew you had nothing to do with it, bro. And I called the person back that called me and let them know that you had nothing to do with it. Because you talking about working with somebody to try to frame you, you weird ass. And you talking about sending him the video, bro. Listen, before he even got any video of anything, that video was all over the internet, bro. And you talking about motherfucking Poetic Flacco, you weird ass on the dead homies. I ain't even never talked to Poetic Flacco about this situation. Nigga, I don't know if you on here trying to get paid in there, because I seen Wack said your check about to be cut off. On the dead homies, bro. Nigga, I fucked with you before this nigga, but fuck you, nigga. You got me fucked up, bro. Don't get on here playing with my motherfucking name, gang. Talking about working with no, y'all always talking about whack a police. Y'all always talking about whack a police, but you getting right on this motherfucker on a collect phone call every day, nigga, podcasting, nigga. Talking about everything that's fucking going on. And you know that motherfucking phone say, you're being recorded, nigga. So miss me with that bullshit, nigga, on Pueblos. And then talking about, oh, you don't know if it's because you a Crip. You set your weird ass up. I fuck with a gang of Crips. You was cool until now. Now, fuck you.
All right, we'll pause it there. I think we get the point.
All right, I listen to both because I don't throw a rock and hide in my hand. I told Young and Hefe, I'm almost positive that Project Bo sent that video to Wack, and that's how Flacco got it. I ain't say nothing about Flacco and Project Bo having no kind of communication or relationship or whatever. And I still believe he sent it to him. When I heard the video, I know Project Bo voice based on I've been knowing him for years. And if you listen to the video, that's what it's giving. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, Jap was right there. I believe they was communicating on his phone or whatever, but I don't have nothing to say about Jap or whatever. But my thing was with this Project Bo and Wack thing, you know what I mean? And most homies know that Wack is trash. So what you even, you know what I'm saying? So I was going to do a video about this because I don't want to make it seem like he did this reaction to what people saying allegedly he's supposed to did, and now people coming at him, and I just step back, you know what I mean? But I ended up leaving where I was recording that yesterday, and then I started getting the rebuttals on Instagram and stuff. I heard Project Bo say a couple things, but yeah, man, yeah, that's what that is.
All right, well, I'm gonna see if we can get him on the line, but I'm a little confused here. Project Bo says he got a call
From me.
from someone that said no. He said he got a call from someone that said Ant may have been involved in the taco truck homicide.
The call came from me. I called and I sent him that video, and I called him, what's up with this weirdo? You know what I mean? The young Woo dude. He said, what? I'm like, I didn't even check my text. I'm like, man, he talking about taco trucks and what Young Ant supposed to do. You're like, man, he hung up. He called me back like, man, that, you know what I'm saying? So I believe he talking about me right there when he said somebody called him.
Okay, and then he says that this video that's supposed to be it's a grainy video of a couple cars and you see some commotion, and that's the one where Wack says, oh yeah, that looks like his walk.
Flacco was the first person to post that on the internet.
I was just about to ask you.
It wasn't all over the internet,
I was just about to ask you, was this video all over the internet?
No.
Because I don't recall that.
No.
Okay. And then I think Project Bo use of the word frame is a little exaggerated. If someone just says, oh, I think he did such and such, okay, you're implicating them. Framing is a whole process of setting up evidence, manipulating information, getting witnesses to lie.
Right.
So I don't know. When I hear people use extreme words to combat a narrative, my antennas go up. But let me see if we can get Project Bo on the phone and hear what he got to say about this whole situation. Because one thing I didn't like is that now he's calling him weird. He's calling young Ant weird. Hey, I think young Ant has a legitimate gripe.
Me too.
And if this guy has a legitimate gripe, why can't you respond to it in a more mature way? Is my thing. And Project Bo is my boy, But I just wondering why all the name calling and being so confrontational about it in the video. But let's see if we can get him on the phone.
Hello?
Project Bo,
Yo.
you're live with Alex Alonso and Munchie B.
What's the big
What's
old
up with it,
deal?
bro?
Okay, well we were talking about this back and forth that you and Young Ant are having, and we played his clip,
Yeah.
and then we played your clip in response.
Yeah.
And
Munchie was back in.
Oh shit. Going over this with Alex.
Yeah, I beat your comment yesterday on Blood, but you already know how we rocking game on the dead homie.
Hey, no, I didn't even know this was about to be one of the topics, right? But
Yeah.
but I had to cause I was about to run it back with some more content. Hey, cause I don't want to look like throwing a rock behind his hand. Cause I told Aunt Hefe about that video I ran across, and I felt it came from you to Wack to that weird ass Poetic Federal.
No, Pueblos, nigga. So you don't remember when I called you, Blood, and I said, Wack just called me and told me something, bro. You feel me?
I don't remember the Wack part. I remember I called you about your homie reporting that. You like, boom, you hung up and called me back, right?
Yeah, and I was like, nigga, somebody had called me.
I know for a fact, Poetic Federal, he the first one to put that out there. Talking about he got a hookup or some BS, right? You know what I'm saying? And Wack be feeding him whatever kind of alley-oops or whatever you feel like you want to call that shit. But I was even shocked to hear your voice with the dude Winnie 100. But I was like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, damn, now these niggas arguing
Nigga,
and
Blood,
shit. That's why I'm about to throw that
Blood
out
did what
there.
any homie would have did. Any real homie, nigga. Blood heard some information, nigga. Blood called me. Nigga, Blood called my phone. Nigga, Blood like, Bo, nigga, this your homie that whoop? I'm like, yeah, that's the homie that got killed. That's my brother. He was like, oh, well, I just got information that whoopty woo 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 did something. Nigga, I said, well, Blood, let me call you back. I called my hood. Nigga, I called the homies. I called one of the homies that was there. I said, Blood, woo woo woo. Did you see Blood there? Blood said no. On the dead homies, nigga, I called Wack back, and I told Blood right then and there, nigga, Blood didn't have nothing to do with it. I told the young homie to take that shit down.
You heard the video I heard though, right?
Yeah.
What oh, that's how he walked. Oh yeah, get
Nigga,
my
that
number.
ain't me talking.
No. He talking to you and said, oh yeah, get my number from Jap. No, you know what I'm saying? While he was playing the video, he was talking to you. You seen that video?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that just you know what I'm saying? That look away though, you know what I'm saying?
If a nigga telling me something, Blood, how it looks, it don't look no way towards me. I ain't, nigga. I don't know. I didn't know nothing about that nigga, bro. I don't give a fuck about that Hefe. Let alone something that got to do with my hood with Blood. Blood. He don't got nothing to do with my hood, nigga. Blood. Nigga, I called instantly and found out Blood had nothing to do with it.
Nah, you told me right off the dribble. You told me right off the dribble with you know what I'm saying? You corrected it with me when you called back. What was what? You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, when this dumbass video with this dude Winnie 100 came out, I was like confused.
See, the shit with Blood, that's just only thing they got is when Blood called me. Nigga, Blood called me with some info. I mean, Blood, any real nigga, it's like if you would have got some info like that, Blood, and you'd have been like, Blood, let me call my nigga Bone and let Blood know what I just heard. That's all it was. Blood ain't like, Blood called me talking about, oh, you gonna put Blood in jail. Blood, man, these niggas always talking about Blood as informant and all that, Blood. Blood posts more paperwork on niggas than anybody I ever seen. They ain't never post no work on Blood.
Nah, it's out there.
Yeah, I ain't never beat it.
Yeah, it's out there.
But nigga, all Blood did was nigga called me and told me what he heard. On Blood, I called and looked into it, and it wasn't that, and I let Blood know. So I don't know, all this missing, all this shit they got going on, Blood, with all they better stop playing on my name, bro, and the dead homies, bro.
Project Bo, Wack was on No Jumper talking about he was tapped in with the Pueblos and that somebody over there gave him the video.
Killing happened.
Nah, I never knew nothing about it. I don't know them dudes over there. I'm not really.
So you have people from that community who are telling you shit, but they did not tell you that.
Nah, we didn't know nothing about it. And on top of that, 2 of my people that's on my team that talk to them dudes every day, they didn't know nothing about it. Think about it. 600 reported on the taco shit.
Yeah.
I'm the one gave Flacco the video.
Okay, of the taco shop.
Yeah, I gave Flacco
so
the video.
you were convinced by the taco thing temporarily?
Well, I got a call from over there saying Ant's in jail for killing the homie.
Right.
And I'm like, well, shit, they don't know that. He said, Wack, the other dude already from his neighborhood to do with the gap in his mouth, Young Woo is his name, right?
Yeah.
Had already said it, right? So then when I called over there, they said, bro, we got the video. They sent me the video. So when I'm looking at the video, I'm like, I see a bunch of people, and I don't really know Ant's cars like that. I'm like, all right, well, he been picked up. They say, Wack, here go the video to it. So I sent it to Flacco. Even in that, all I seen was Ant possibly, if he was there, they're pulling off.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if one of the gunmen jumped in Ant's car, right, then that's some different shit.
Right.
Right? But I didn't see Ant firing no shots. And
I guess that Ant is connecting the dots, saying that you're the one that gave him the video.
who the fuck is, if the video was already up before Wack didn't even call me with this shit, bro.
Well, I think Flacco's the first one to post that video.
Nah, before Flacco posted it, somebody else had already posted it.
Who posted it?
I don't know the page. It was another one of them motherfucking little pages.
Okay, I've been all
One
over
of the bloggers.
I've been all over this topic since the very beginning, and I ain't seen. As far as I know, Flacco was the first one to post it.
I don't understand why Jefe bitch ass keep on talking about the video. It don't got what the f do this video got to do with him?
It has nothing to do with him.
Bitch, you didn't do nothing, so why you keep trying to put yourself in the equation like you got something to do with it? Or like somebody trying to put you in something, my homie. As soon as I found out your weird ass didn't do it, I called and cleared your name with that shit, nigga.
So you don't think that he has a legitimate gripe that his name is being dragged in a homicide he had nothing to do with?
His name ain't get dragged in no homicide he had nothing to do with.
It did. Flacco put a video.
Young and Jefe at about 2 a.m. in the morning went over and tried to get some tacos. Now, this late night taco run ended up in a homicide investigation. Now, I guess when Young and Jefe is going back to his car, the Pablo Blood probably feels like he got the best of the situation. And he wanted to get the best of Mo. So he follows Young and Jefe to the car. And Jefe is in the car. The Pablo Blood is still talking ish from the vehicle. F this, F this, F this. After a while, man, when I walk back to my car, I'm in my car, I'm trying to leave. You right here. Feel me? Like, I don't know what you reaching for. You yelling aggressively. And Young and Jefe just had enough, man. Just had enough. Pulled out the pistol, shot about 7 to 8 times. Bro got hit, bro died. And now we're here. I don't give a fuck about that. That don't got nothing to do with me.
Okay.
Whatever however they feel about that nigga, whatever they say, I don't give a fuck. That don't got nothing to do with me. I called everybody and told them he didn't have nothing to do with it. Whatever they chose to do after that, it's on them.
Okay.
And that's between him and them.
Okay, well, Wack did say that somebody from over there in your section gave him the video.
But they keep saying that, but what the fuck I got to do with that Jefe?
Well, because
So the video did come from the Pueblos.
What you mean the video came from the Pueblos?
No, I'm saying because he's saying that he talking about he tapped in with somebody from over there. That's where he got. So what was the reason of sending that to that weirdo? That's what I'm saying. Whoever sent it to him, though.
Man, I don't know. All I'm saying is I don't know what the fuck niggas talking about with Jefe. This shit all is stemming from Jefe at the end of the day, bro.
Nah, I say Flacco. I say Flacco.
Hey, no. Hey, no. That's why I started off like that. I'm gonna keep it G. I told him, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, cause I seen how you was going hard when you rebutted. You know what I'm saying? I told him I think Wack got the video from Bo, bro. That's what I told him. No, so cause I bet you going hard though, and I'm like, damn, I didn't want to ignite no fire, then bag up. You know what I'm saying? But hearing this fool on the phone, you know what I'm saying, and he reviewing it while you on the phone and all that shit, then know what I'm saying? Alex telling me that he got a plug or tapped into the Pueblos and all.
All right, but if he reviewing the video while I'm on the phone, what the fuck that got to do with me and then Hefe? If somebody
They
is
just
viewing
get the
the
look.
video and they telling me,
you know, she just
and they
get the
telling
looking
me what
away,
they're
bro.
seeing, and somebody telling me what they seeing, what they think they see, or whatever the fuck they heard, they don't got what the fuck that got to do with me and then Hefe.
But what I
Nigga,
do know,
nigga, I called it right back and told him you didn't have nothing to do with it. Period, point blank, bro.
yeah, you told me the same
I could have
thing.
just not said shit and just let them just nigga slander his name.
Yeah, that nigga talking about
Nigga,
priests
Blood don't
and
got
shit.
nothing to do with my hood, and Blood lucky he didn't have nothing to do with it, bro. Nigga talking about some police nigga on the dead home. That's the last thing Blood had to worry about. But I'm not finna even keep talking about this situation gang on the dead homies, bro.
Hey, no. He tap back in. I'm gonna get him up to speed and just read all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Dead all that, so it don't have to be like no internet back and forth further. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
I feel like
but
Blood a weirdo for that, bro. I'm just keeping it gangster, gang. You know, whatever issue you got with these other niggas, don't got shit to do with me, Blood. You put me in there, nigga, on the dead homies, I'm gonna be on it then, Blood on the set, nigga. I know I didn't put your name in shit. I'm the one cleared your name. I'm the one called and found out nigga, that you had nothing to do with it. Nigga, when they called me and brought your name up.
Hey, how true do you think it is that Wack has got a video? He's saying he's tapped in over there.
I don't know nothing with Wack. I don't know nothing what he got, bro.
He's saying he got it from your hood.
You keep saying that, but I'm telling you I don't know nothing about what you talking about.
Okay.
No, for real.
All right, man. Let the people know where they can tap in with you, Project Bo. I see you got your YouTube channel going. Is that something you're gonna continue doing?
Hell yeah. What I'm gonna stop for?
Because I was looking at the history and I was like, okay, he took some time off from posting on YouTube, and then you got a couple.
Yeah, I really don't be doing nothing on YouTube unless I be doing my motherfucking music, blood. But with these weird ass clown ass, I'm gonna start getting on my content shit.
Well, let me just, for the record, I don't think Ant is weird for being pissed about his name being linked to that.
I think he weird because Blood could have tapped in with me. Just like Munchie said, hey, Blood, if I want to holler at Project Bo, I can holler at Blood. I can call the Pueblos or I can pull up in the Pueblos,
right,
and vice versa with Bo if Blood want to holler at me.
Right.
Me and Munchie, I'm not finna sit on the internet with Blood and go back and forth with this nigga Munchie, knowing I can just pull up in Blood hood or call his hood or call Blood phone.
I see what you're saying.
And Hefe could have did the same thing.
You're saying because he did it on the internet that's not cool.
He did it on the internet.
Yeah.
That's some weird ass shit, bro.
Yeah.
When Blood know he could have tapped in with me.
Well, maybe.
Like, I fuck with a gang of Blood homies. He know. He done made content on me before when I got into it with Crip Mac. And then he want to get on the internet talking about Crip Mac. And now you glorifying your motherfucking enemies, Blood. All right, well, go suck your enemy's dick, nigga.
I didn't hear that. What's up with Crip Mac?
Yeah, just like Crip Mac check, Bo. Crip Mac ain't never checked shit on Pueblo Bishop. I had Blood ready to run out of Camp Capone studio when Blood thought I was there. Nigga on the dead homies.
All right,
man.
man.
Get on there sucking Crip Mac. Nigga, this your enemy. You on here, you nigga bad enough, nigga. Man, Blood, I'm gonna leave this right here, bro.
All right, well, maybe eventually you guys will be able to get on the line off the internet, obviously, and talk it out.
I mean, Munchie can set it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna tap y'all in, and then we cease all the little internet back and forth for sure.
All right, Project Bo, I appreciate you tapping in with Straight Politicking on Street TV. You be safe out there.
All right, y'all too, bro.
Okay.
Well.
All right, man. He says what he says. You know, I'm trying to figure out where did Wack get the video from? You know, it sounds like he got it from Project Bo, but Project Bo is saying he ain't got nothing to do with it.
That's how I seen on the video that, you know what I'm saying, with him being on the phone, I believe FaceTime with Bo, and then I don't know if he's sharing the screen or is the another phone, but he reviewing the video like play by play, so it make it seem that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't really blame nobody for thinking that after seeing that type of video, and yeah, you know what I mean. And that's why and that's why I have to put it out there that he heard that from me to begin with. That, you know what I'm saying, I felt it came from Bo to him. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna try to connect the call. You know what I'm saying? We didn't call back though, so they could get it settled and not have to keep going back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Wack 100 was bragging about, oh, I'm tapped in over there. I got my team is talking to such and not, he didn't say names, but basically the Pueblos, and and then I gave that to Flacco. He said the whole thing on one of the episodes of Adam and Wack. So,
but what I could say, 80% of the things that come out of his mouth is lies. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So you gotta take almost everything he say with a grain of salt.
that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. The Hoovers, man, they got hit with a 65 count federal indictment involving sex trafficking, and they was just hit 10 months ago, less than a year, back to back. They went back to back on the Hoovers for the most part. Not all of them are Hoovers. I think they charged 10 guys, and I think 6 or 7 of them are from Hoover, and there's a few that aren't. But what did you think when you heard about that? I was like, wow.
I was just sad to hear. I knew one of them personally. That's what that was. But I don't know, man. They cleaning up the streets, man.
Yeah, for a long time, the city of Los Angeles pretty much ignored all the blades, all the strolls, and then they even got to a point where they weren't even criminalizing prostitution anymore.
They still don't.
They still don't. Yeah, but that was at the time they decided that, it was pretty revolutionary because people were like, "So you're not going to arrest these women? Y'all just going to let them do what they're doing?" And I'm not sure if LA was the first city to announce that about a decade ago, but it got people a little upset about it because people who live in those communities are like, "Damn, I got to see these women, walking up and down my neighborhood or on my street, or my kids go to the 7-Eleven, they got to pass through 3 or 4 of these women." So LA was getting backlash for not really doing anything.
Right.
And they still aren't because this is all federal. Even though they do work in conjunction with the LAPD on these indictments, but for the most part, these are the feds are, I guess, the muscle behind these decisions.
I could save that because I don't know what clips you got coming because they might talk about in these clips what I want to follow up on.
Well, I was gonna read some of the some of what the Department of Justice wrote regarding the Hoover indictment. Let me pull it up real quick. But I do find it very unusual that they got hit so quickly after just getting hit. I don't think that's ever happened before.
That quick turnaround?
Yeah, like the BPSs got hit twice, but you know how many years was between the first hit and second hit?
How long?
5 years. And the Avenues got hit, I believe, twice.
Avenue 13?
Well, they don't say it. They don't say 13, even though they are 13. They just
you know what I'm talking about though.
Yeah.
Avenues in East LA.
Northeast LA. Yeah.
Northeast from the Nella.
From the Nella, they got hit twice in about 5-6 year gap between the first hit and the second hit, and 10-month gap, insane. 10 defendants, including South LA motel manager, arrested in latest human trafficking sweep targeting LA's Figueroa corridor. 6 members and associates of the South LA Hoover, what are they calling it? The Hoover criminal gang, and the manager of a South LA motel were among 9 defendants arrested today and 10 defendants arrested in total on federal indictments charging with them of a series of crimes, including sex trafficking children and adults along the Figueroa corridor. The takedown is the second major operation that federal and local law enforcement have taken on the Figueroa corridor, an area of Los Angeles that has been notorious for prostitution. The first such action was, they say here, last year, but it was actually like 10 months ago. Let's see.
That's last year.
I don't know, but they want to make it seem like it's been a year since we did it. But no, I want to emphasize it ain't even been a year. It's been some months since you guys do it. And I think that might represent maybe some flaw in their office or something they missed the first time or a mistake that was made. Because this has never happened where the same community gets hit twice within 10 months, federally hit. It's insane. So I'm sure there's a story to it that we probably will never know unless we, start investigating. But it says here, sex trafficking of young women and children ranks among the worst criminal offenses our office prosecutes, truly the lowest of the low, said First Assistant Attorney Bill Asiley. We hope today's arrests break the cycle of crime and abuse in one of LA's most notorious human trafficking corridors. Well, I can tell the U.S. Attorney that this arrest is not going to break anything, any cycle of crime, any cycle of prostitution. It takes a whole lot more work to do that rather than just arresting 10 people and a motel manager. That's not going to do it. By working hand in hand with our federal partners, we're doing far more than making arrests, said the chief of police for the LAPD. We are dismantling the criminal enterprise that profits from human trafficking, rescuing victims, and reclaiming the Figueroa corridor. And I will say they're dismantling pretty much nothing because we can drive down there tonight, Munch, or next week and see the same shit. 100%. The last thing I'll say is the superseding indictment adds 7 new defendants, 6 of them being Hoover members charged with federal crimes and racketeering, sex trafficking of a minor, sex trafficking through force, fraud, coercion, drug trafficking, conspiracy, concealment, money laundering. And they list 6 people here: Cameron Lockett, 23, Khalid Mouton, 26, Nakhali Miller, 30, Jorge Melendez, 23, Mauricio Julio Franco, 23, and Legrand Lennox, 30. And yeah, man, interesting double indictment of the same area.
Yeah, Lockett, that's my little bro, man. That's my boy.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, free him, man.
Cameron Lockett. Dang, he's only 23.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one of his nicknames they got here is "He So Paid." I guess that's his Instagram.
Is that right?
And then Janky. They got him down as Janky, and He So Paid.
Hey, man, I don't like the verbiage they be coming with, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, not that none of this is cool. Quick disclaimer. But if this pimp got this, this prostitute, and they go from California to Vegas, they call that human trafficking. But originally, human trafficking is stealing somebody and making them go sell their body like international, like running to Mexico. Like that's what it was at first.
Yeah, I think that you're using the extreme definition of human trafficking, which includes sort of kidnapping.
Right.
Yeah.
Now this is just basically getting caught pimping. You know what I mean? And they calling it human trafficking. I don't like the verbiage. And they even got this thing, child porn abuse. You know how crazy that sound?
Yeah, I think it's because minors are involved. I don't know if you can human traffic an adult prostitute that's doing it consent, without force.
No, but they calling it child porn abuse is because one of the minors sent a video to one of these dudes.
Yep.
Taking off her clothes, doing whatever accent. And they use the word, sent it to him for his pleasure. So they call it child porn abuse. Like, it's just the words they put on it. They just, I'm like, I wonder who in these rooms be coming up with the terminology.
Well, I think that's kind of embedded in the law. You can say that when it's a minor. You can say porn abuse when it's a minor. They didn't. Remember I brought up the female porn star from the 1980s named Tracy Lord?
Mm-hmm.
She was only 15, lying about her age.
Right.
As soon as they found out her age, it became a crime to possess any video that she was in. So people might have these old VHS videotapes in their basement not knowing you are actually in possession of child porn, and that is a felony. And you could be completely innocent. You could have bought it without knowing who's in it. People back then, people used to just buy videotapes, just buy a porn tape, or you rent it from the store.
Mm-hmm.
But then when it got revealed she was 15, now possessors of it are criminals. Back then, I was like, wow, that's pretty extreme. But there was a few people that got arrested. Yeah.
Yeah, they verbiage it'd be a little extreme.
Well, it says here that Melendez is charged with trafficking a 14-year-old Mouton is accused of trafficking 3 minors, a 14, 16, and 17-year-old. So that's why I could understand the language when it comes to a minor. But if they weren't minors, this would just be regular pimping and pandering.
That's all that be when you go from California to Arizona with an adult sex worker. That is pimping and pandering. I don't think they should call that human trafficking. You know how that sounds to a juror? Human trafficking. It give you the notation that this person been kidnapped and took somewhere to do something against her will.
Hey, do you remember that dude that he died, but he used to do content and he talked about his life as a pimp?
I ain't up on him.
Damn, his name was something the P. Gosh, I knew the dude too, but then he unexpectedly died. But he had a funny line. He said, "It ain't real pimping without pandering." Like he used to talk some shit about pimping. I think Sharp knows the dude. Silky the P. I think it's Silky the P.
Okay.
He used to do content, but he was doing his content pre all this bullshit that's going on now on the internet. We talking about in the teens, like 2016, 17, 18. The internet is taking a drastic turn. And I think it was Silky the P.
Yeah, man, this is unfortunate. But I'm gonna tell you what's even crazier. The details that the police got, it come from these girls, right? So they eventually get these girls to flip on they folks. But guess what? They gonna get released and get back to hoeing again.
That'll be crazy.
No, they gonna get right back out there and do it somewhere else. So I mean, man, look, man, it's all unfortunate though.
Now, I didn't get to read all the details of this one, but I remember on the last one, the last indictment, the girls were telling.
They doing the same thing on here.
And they're unidentified because they're minors. So the only way you'll know who they are is if you're talking to the defendants. The defendants know who all the girls are. So they'll be able to confirm, oh, yeah, she's back out there on the blade, which would be messed up. But how serious do you think that minors are doing this against their will? Like they use the word coercion, or are they out there because they want to be out there?
They want to be.
But I don't even know if a minor can make that decision. That's the thing. A minor can make the decision that they want to be out there.
Could a minor make the decision to get put on the game?
They can. And that's a great point, because when a minor commits a serious felony, like murder, what do they want to do? We're going to charge them like an adult.
Fight your fitness.
We're going to charge you as an adult. All of a sudden, you're not a minor anymore. When a male minor commits a serious crime, they don't want to treat you like a minor.
Well, when I was younger, you know what I mean, I was around girls, you know, and they was prostitutes, but it didn't look away because that was my age, you know what I mean? So it didn't look crazy, but now that I'm older, you know, I'm 36, knocking on 37, it looked crazy because I'm older and, you know, and these are teenagers or whatever, but I mean, just like people start young running the streets and gangbanging, them females start young with the home, and it ain't out the ordinary. You know, they AWOL in placements and group homes, and you know what I mean? Should be crazy, man.
Yeah, man. This is a new territory that Los Angeles is now involved in, prosecuting the pimps or whoever. This is the first time it's ever been done in a gang indictment. The one 10 months ago. So now we got back to back. Los Angeles has never done this. The feds have never done this here. And because they've done it twice, I would expect it to happen again. Maybe some other blades. Is there any blade bigger than the Figueroa one? How about the one in Long Beach on PCH?
I think Fig gonna be the most popular, but it's a lot of more booming blades. They all on Western, Lankerson, Sepulveda, Long Beach Boulevard, on Beach out there in Orange County, on Hope out there in Pomona. Like, you know what I mean? It's a lot of play. You could go somewhere else.
I think Century over by the airport where all the motels is at. That might even be Inglewood. I'm not sure if that's still Inglewood.
Yeah, but the thing is, anywhere there's a lot of hotels or motels, they selling PUSSY. That's, anywhere there's a lot of hotels. So up and down Century, Inglewood, it's a lot of hotels. On Imperial, a lot of hotels. You can see some, like, it ain't heavy traffic like it is on Fig or Long Beach Boulevard, but you'll run across it on Century and on Imperial in the city of Inglewood.
Well, I think the one on Fig also is one of the few that it's associated with one or two hoods. Even the lane's got a big part of Fig too. When you get down in the 90s, but the Hoovers are known for that blade.
Okay. Do you recall the scandal with the Inglewood police? And those having sex with the prostitutes?
Nah.
Yeah, you might look into that. And they got busted. There was doing their thing with the prostitutes on Century Boulevard. They got on Inglewood police years ago when I was younger.
So this happened in Inglewood, or were they going to different parts of L.A.?
In Inglewood.
Dang.
And I don't know. It had to probably be a snitch in the department, but that was getting freaky with the prostitutes. That was jamming up and shit. But it's if you type it in right now, you should be able to find it. You know what I mean? It's this years ago. This like maybe late 90s, early 2000s.
All right, the name of the pimp that I couldn't remember his name, it was Sinful the P.
What would you consider the perfect age for her to participate within it?
The perfect age?
I mean, I'm talking about prime age
first of all,
too.
hold on. First of all, the starter age, she got to be legal. Anything under the age of 18 is disrespectful and abominable to participate in the lifestyle of pimping and hoeing. So, anything under 18, but the perfect age ain't really no such thing as perfect age, but it really would be 21 years old, because if she's 21 and she got an ID, she can go in bars. She just got a lot of liberty, and she gonna have more opportunities than anybody else that's under the age of 21 years old. So it really would be 21, so she can work places like Vegas and different places. But go ahead.
Sinful the P. And he said it ain't real pimping without pandering. But I got a clip here from our local news announcing this crazy indictment. Here we go.
Federal authorities say they have arrested 10 people involved in a sex trafficking operation along the Figueroa corridor.
It is an area long exploited by traffickers. KTLA's Sarah Welch has the details from downtown LA.
The details of this indictment are disturbing and involve children, and the U.S. attorney says his team isn't going after just traffickers. They're also targeting anyone benefiting from this horrific conduct. Off the street, 10 more suspected sex traffickers accused of exploiting at least 51 young women and children as young as 14 years old.
High school freshmen too young to drive, but who were forced into cars with strange men to have sex for money.
In LA's Figueroa corridor, notorious for prostitution.
One victim was forced to engage in sexual activities on the same day she was forced to have an invasive abortion procedure.
The U.S. Attorney's Office and its law enforcement partners say the defendants are part of the Hoover Street Gang and recruited runaways, girls from the foster care system, and other vulnerable victims, and then trafficked them through violence.
One of the defendants bit off one of the girl's cheeks. One victim was beaten with a Rolex watch wrapped around his hand, a pimp's hand.
Over the last 11 months, the U.S. Attorney's Office has charged 25 defendants with human trafficking violations.
That's more than the preceding 5 years combined. Anybody who assists a sex trafficker, you're on notice. You will be charged federally. Don't do it.
An early morning raid led to the arrest of the manager of the Stadium Inn, a hotbed for sex trafficking. Investigators say he admitted up to 90% of the rooms he rented were for prostitution and that he kept half the proceeds.
That is our mission, to follow the money and hold those offenders accountable.
We're dismantling the infrastructure that enables human trafficking to thrive.
And they want the community to know these arrests are just the start.
Because no human should be for sale, not in Los Angeles and not anywhere in the world. To the traffickers, I say your days are numbered and accountability is coming. And to the victims, We will never stop fighting for you.
They say 5 more victims were identified just today. Many of them are receiving services, hopefully, to help them leave this life behind for good. And investigators say to the community, if you see something, say something. In downtown L.A., Sarah Welch, KTLA 5 News.
There you go.
Yeah, it's ugly, man.
Do you know that there's a little store right on Figueroa?
They sell the little hoe clothes.
Yeah, she sells all the little skimpy stuff. I'm wondering, even though she's not committing a crime, she's got a legitimate business there, but she is aiding the girls with outfits or whatever they need. I wonder if they would come down on her little store.
Nah. And then I'm hearing they got another one just like that one in Inglewood on like Manchester and 7th Ave.
But that's a crazy business. And I saw the girl; she's young that runs that store.
It's lucrative. It makes sense, and it's in the best place.
Absolutely, in terms of
but it ain't just prostitutes that go there. You know, strippers go there get they you know what I'm saying, to what they go dancing.
Yeah, she's got everything in there.
How you know, Alex? Okay, well, what's going? Come on, break it down.
The reason why I know is because she's mentioned in the first indictment. And then so I looked it up on Google Maps. And I was like, oh, shoot, she got a straight store right there in the heart of the blade. And then I saw her name, and then I saw her Facebook page. I was like, wow, this girl's young. She got her own little store. I was like, damn, I hope the police don't come for her.
No, ain't no crime in that.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there's a crime in what the hotel manager did. I think it's a stretch. If people come and say, oh, you know what they did? They say he's keeping some of the money. That's probably where the crime comes in. But if he's like, oh, you need a room? Okay, the room is $30 and you pay him the $30, that's not a crime. But if he's getting involved in the transaction in some kind of way, then, yeah, I could see why they would want to arrest him. But the motel shouldn't be held liable.
He in it because that's where they facilitating all these dates at. You know what I'm saying? And he aware of it.
Yeah, they have your boy's picture all over the news, man.
Yeah, that's horrible.
All right, man. We had they're calling this the Compton block party shooting. And it's probably been the biggest violent incident in the LA area since that takeover that we talked about last week, where I think 2 people got killed, 7 people shot. No, 1 person died, 7 people shot, 3 people to the hospital, and 1 died, I believe. But this one has 2 people dead.
Yeah, man. 22-year-old named Maya, I believe, another young lady, and then a dude that did a lot of community work. Skip Townsend spoke highly of him, said he was a good dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. The Wilmington Arms is no joke. Wilmington Arms is like the only private projects that I've ever seen that had armed guards at the front. And I don't know if the armed guards are even doing anything, because I pull up in there and I'm like, them guards they're not doing anything.
Yeah, they can't do nothing with them.
You go in there and it's everybody running amok up in there.
Everybody know the notorious story about Goldie?
Yep.
The white boy from Park Village?
I think he's on death row now, right?
You see how that played out?
Well, can you give us a brief history of what he was known for?
He was known for sliding and putting in work. You know what I'm saying? He a cold white boy from Compton, Crips. He been down for like, more than 30 years?
I think he went in the late 90s.
So, you know what I mean? He been down for quite some time now. And the security in the Wilmington Arms, where the Park Village Compton Crips dwell in, the security got it. He wasn't playing with him, man. I guess he was trying to do his job too much, man. And that's that's their turf. You know what I mean?
So I guess now the security just kind of they do a little bit, they make it seem like they're doing something, but they maintain their space.
That was if I had a son and he had a guard card and they assigned him to go do security in the Wilmington Arms, I'm like, nah, we ain't doing that.
Don't even go.
Man, what you go tell them they can't hang out? Nah, that's the police job. What they got them securities over there doing, that's the sheriff's job, bro. That ain't no job for no security guard to police some gang members. No, hell no.
But it's actually a private. It's not a public. Even though they call it the projects, it's not a city of L.A. or a city of Compton project. It's privately owned.
Yeah, I don't look at them like projects, but that's not for security guards, bro. Then if it's privately owned, maybe they should contract some police. You know what I'm saying? That's a tall task for some security guard. Do you know the security job is to observe and report? That's it.
Well, if you're an armed guard, you can do a little bit more than just. You could prevent too.
Security guard jobs is to observe and report, bro. I mean, I don't even know why they even got armed security guards, because unless you bodyguarding for somebody, because your job description is the observer. Ain't nobody about to shoot nobody behind somebody stealing somebody else shit at a store. If I'm an armed security guard and they shoplifting and I'm gonna pop on them.
Yeah, but you got places like Walmart and Target taking shoplifters into custody, then calling the LAPD, and then so that's more than just observe and report. They're getting hands on.
That's loss prevention.
Loss prevention, exactly.
Right.
So, you know.
Yeah, man, that's unfortunate, man. I send my condolences to everybody that lost their life that night, man.
I got an article here. It says Compton block party shooting leaves community activist, nursing student dead. 4th of July block party shooting left community activist Eric Washington and 19-year-old UNLV nursing student Malia Jenkins deceased while wounding 3 others. Family members expressed deep anger and grief, noting that the victims were completely innocent and alleging that cruel, unusual behavior occurred in the crowd just moments before the gunfire. The tragedy was part of a violent holiday weekend in Compton that included a second separate fatal shooting less than 2 miles away, sparking community calls for peace. The Compton community was rocked with grief and frustration following what turned out to be a violent 4th of July weekend. Gunfire erupted at a Compton block party that resulted in the deaths of 2 people. The victims' families said they are not just grieving the loss of loved ones, they are also outraged at some of the cruelty and bizarre behavior that occurred right before the shooting. This wasn't supposed to happen to my little sister. She wasn't affiliated with anything. She didn't deserve this, Kayla Jenkins told Fox 11. She said her sister was a 19-year-old student attending UNLV. To sit there last night and know he's not going to walk through that door, I couldn't sleep, said Tina Johnson. She also described the interventionist as a beacon of light and said that he dedicated his life to serving others. I don't know what happened to humanity. Well, this always happens. We live in Los Angeles. We have a big city, and we are going to get violence. And I'll go and say it's almost part of human nature, even though if the videos that they show of all the crowd, you might say it's barbaric, it's chaotic. But hey, Russia is at war with Croatia right now. That is barbaric. That is violent, and these are governments. There are at least 50 wars going on the globe right now that are barbaric. But it's a part of the human condition. We got guns, we got weapons, we argue, we fight, we disagree, and there are some people that will turn it up a notch. And unfortunately, this is what happens. I just stay inside on the 4th of July, Munch. I don't go out. I was telling my 2 sons, hey, just go home, bro. Just go home after work. I don't want you nowhere because I know how humans are.
Yeah, I was in Compton, not too far.
Oh, you was outside on the 4th, huh?
Yeah, I enjoyed myself. It was good vibes. A couple of females arguing, bumping chests, but outside of that, it was cool.
I ain't going outside nowhere in Los Angeles on July 4th, south of the 10 freeway. I'm not doing it. I will go to Santa Monica and watch the fireworks show that they do there once a year. I will go to a few events if I choose to, but I'm not hanging out in no South Los Angeles, Watts, Compton. I think all you young men are taking a risk when you do.
Yeah, man. I'm just happy where I was at. It went peacefully, and everybody enjoyed themselves.
And for those who are listening to us outside of California, this section right here, I don't think this article even said the Wilmington Arms, but this is the community of the Park Village Compton Crips. And they've been around a long time. They're one of the few sets that at one point they had about a 50% membership of Black and Samoans. The Samoans were a huge part of the set. And in more recent years, there aren't as many Samoans. But
nah, they still got a good little amount.
Yeah, they still got a good amount.
They got a whole side of the Park Villages where the Samoans be hanging at.
Yeah, there's actually another apartment complex outside the Wilmington Arms that's pretty grimy, where all the Samoans would have. They used to be deep there. I was there a couple years ago, and it wasn't as Samoan as it was in the 90s. So
yeah, you got the side with the houses, right? And two-story houses. They cool. It's called the Sunny Combs. And then you got the behind the gates. You know, that's the Wilmington Arms. And then you got what they call the Wack side. And you know, it'd be majority of them Samoans over there. I'm familiar with the Park Villages.
Yeah, and I did some interviews inside the Wilmington Arms before, and I will tell you, when I went, this was several years ago, about 5, 6, 7 years ago. I was a little nervous, no doubt. I was nervous, but hey,
for real,
yeah, for sure. There's some places I go, I'm like, let me do my prayer, let me pray for safety, let me make sure I can get in and out. Wilmington Arms is one of those places, no doubt. It's because I'm not tapped in. I don't really I feel more comfortable in the Nickerson Gardens. I know a lot of people there. I know people that work for the city that over there. I'm very comfortable in the jungles over at Jim Gilliam. You go to places that you're not that familiar with. You didn't spend a lot of time in. You didn't grow up around there. You didn't grow up with people that grew up there. You're a complete foreigner. As I felt when I went in there, but hey, they treated me good. It was cool. Everything went without incident. But you do get that. That's the way I approach shit. Like, okay, I'm going into the Wilmington Arms. I'm going in there with camera. I'm going in there with expensive equipment too.
Uncharted area. Huh?
Yeah, and I've been fortunate over the years. Nothing crazy has ever happened. Nothing crazy ever happened. But I think I approach it with a whole lot of respect. I'm not a shit talker. I'm seeing some of these content creators now, they're getting whooped out, they're getting their equipment taken, and, they're approaching it all wrong. You ain't going to last in a place like the Wilmington Arms. It ain't going to happen.
Nah, no, that ain't a good idea to be running your mouth and then think you go visit somebody's community. That ain't a good idea at all.
Nah. All right, I got a clip here about this incident, this unfortunate incident, and this is my girl Gina Silva from Fox 11 News.
The community is fed up with all of the violence, and it was a violent weekend. Tonight we heard from the victims' families who say they are not just grieving the loss of their loved ones, they're also outraged at some of the cruelty, some of the cruel comments online, and the bizarre, disturbing behavior right after the shooting.
A 4th of July community block party in Compton turns deadly when gunfire erupts around 11:20 p.m. on Saturday. Videos posted on social media capture the celebration before the shooting. Then the panic as people run for cover. When the gunfire stops, two people are dead. Eric Washington and Mia Simone Bourdnave Jenkins.
My daughter doesn't get to graduate from college. She doesn't get to be a travel nurse. She doesn't get to take care of babies like she wanted to.
Sit there last night and know that he's not going to walk through that door.
I couldn't sleep, Gina. Like that scream and that scream.
Tina Johnson says her son Eric was a community activist and had worked for Assembly member Mike Gibson, who called him a beacon of light and said he dedicated his life to serving others.
I don't know what happened to humanity.
This wasn't supposed to happen to my little sister. She wasn't affiliated with anything. She didn't deserve this.
Kayla Jenkins says her sister Mia was just 19 years old and a student at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. She has seen social media videos that show people disrespecting her sister's body after the shooting.
People were walking over my sister on the floor. People were twerking over my sister on the floor.
3 people were also injured in the shooting that erupted in the 700 block of West Laurel Street. About a mile and a half away, a separate shooting erupted and a man lost his life. The back-to-back violence prompted the community of Compton to come together to say enough is enough.
I watch us sometimes go in a frenzy if a cop kills us or if somebody white kills us. That's right. You mean to tell me black lives only matter when they do it to us? When is black life gonna matter to us?
Turn yourself in, please. Just do everyone a favor. Turn yourself in. You didn't just take someone that was ordinary. My baby was extraordinary. And for that, you have to pay.
Absolutely heartbreaking. If you know anything about both shootings, contact the LA County Sheriff's Department. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
You know, Gina, one of the shocking things about your report is the fact that all the cold and callous reaction to what happened.
Yeah, there was a lot going on social media right after, and some of the comments we can't even say on TV because they were that bad. And, you know, the family, they see this because they were searching to find out what exactly happened, what went wrong. And when they read these comments, it's just adding more to the pain. Just awful. And to know that, you know, that young woman was on the ground and they were twerking over her body, as the mother described it, it's just awful.
And then, Gina, to the reaction from the community regarding the passing of Eric as well, I recognize some people in one of the photos that you showed there as very wonderful community activists. Just to show that visual and the strong support was really quite incredible to see.
Yes, it was a huge turnout. There were a lot of people here, a lot of speakers, and the bottom line is they just want this to stop. We need to stop killing each other, is what the message was.
I don't think anybody's turning themselves in. That's going to the LA County Sheriff's Department is going to have to do their thing to find out who did what.
That was a high caliber gun.
And there was a lot of people out there. They were out there dancing. It looked like a cool little celebration, you know, before the shooting. They were playing music. And I don't know what inspired that shooting. Something must have happened that no one's reporting.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. That's toe up.
And I think these people weren't the targets of the shooting.
I don't think so.
So, you think the sheriff is going to solve this, or this is going to be a difficult one because the only footage is of people with cell phones, and I don't think the footage captures the actual shooting or the shooters. But if they're looking at footage that other people shot throughout the event, they can probably they'll know who was there. But no one's turning themselves in. I can tell you that.
No, ain't nobody about to walk themselves into no station.
No,
they ain't about to do that because that cell ain't gonna never open back up again.
And that was Minister Muhammad, Tony Muhammad. He actually changed his name. I don't mean to disrespect Tony Muhammad's new name. I just don't know it off the top of my head. But that was formerly known as Minister Tony Muhammad, saying that we always get pissed when the police kill us. We always get pissed when it's a white person that kill us. Where's the outrage?
I don't like that statement.
Why not?
We know why we get mad, because they get away with it. That's why we get mad. Zimmermans, they walk. The police, they get 30 days for murdering somebody. That's why. That statement is ignorant and stupid.
No, I wouldn't say it's ignorant, because
It's stupid.
We got George Floyd's, all them dudes, they did years, you know.
George Floyd, murderer, got off easy.
Well, he got 25 years in the state, and he got another dub from the feds, and I don't think it's going to be running concurrently.
Man, look, bro.
And then the Asian dude that was just standing there doing nothing got 5 years.
I'm gonna say this. I got some friends that have been happy to get that 20 years.
Yeah.
So you took somebody's life and you didn't even get life. So like, when law enforcement or white people do it, they get away with it. That I don't like that statement. But I get where you was getting at. We had the same outrage, but you know.
Well, I think the outrage that he might be wanting people to have is that he wants the community to turn in the people, or to inform on the people, to let the people know, because people like Tony Muhammad are coming from a spiritual perspective. They don't care about like telling on somebody that killed another black person. You know, a preacher, a Christian preacher, they don't care about getting a person off the street that shot and killed somebody.
Right.
So I think that might be more, because you know, most of that community ain't gonna say nothing. You know, there might be one or two that might come out the, you know, they might come out the woodworks and provide information, but for the most part, nobody wants to inform. I mean, I tell my kids the same thing. Like, you see something crazy, you turn around and walk the other way. You didn't see nothing, you know, because I don't want my kids being targeted as informing on something that you don't know who you're informing on, and you don't know what happened. You know, you don't know what happened and why it happened. You don't know if that was a rapist that got killed. You don't know if that dude just beat up somebody's little sister. So I always think it's better to mind your business. My dad used to tell me that all the time, and don't be hating. My dad was a U.S. Marine. He fought for this country. He served this country, but he was of the belief that you mind your business on these streets.
I agree with Pops.
So I gotta say, I'm following my father's lead, and if y'all don't like it, that's tough, because he's a Marine Corps veteran. He discharged honorably, and he served his country well. All right, Munch. The last thing I wanted to bring up was this interesting story about a guy, an inmate in a California prison. I think he was sentenced out of San Diego, was serving 7 years for drug trafficking or drug possession. He had some good quantities when he was arrested. I forget how much it was, but he escaped. He escaped from a jail that was being ran jointly between the CDCR and the Forest Service in Lake Tahoe, Nevada, a prison I've never heard of that's under the jurisdiction of the CDCR.
Yeah, them prisons is called something. I can't remember. It's an abbreviation like CC something. They call them little private prisons. CC. I forget, but yeah.
But this prison is definitely not private, because the Forestry Service, that's a public entity, and the CDCR is a public entity.
They under CDCR, but they I'm getting a brain for it right now, but I know what I'm trying to say. But they gonna be in the comments correcting me. But yeah.
Apparently, it was a minimum security, and I guess it's one of those prisons that you could actually leave. I remember I was visiting Tracy years ago. This is in the 90s, and there were inmates in the parking lot sweeping. Like, the parking lot is completely free. It's completely free, but you could tell they were inmates cleaning the parking lot. And I was saying, like, it was definitely minimum security. If they wanted to, they could escape. If they wanted to. And I think that this prison was probably something similar to that. That this is a prison that gave you a lot of freedom to walk around and do your own thing. But I don't know what would make a guy that's about to be released from prison in 2028 decide to escape.
I'm not doing that, and I got 2 years left. That's crazy.
Yeah. Do you think he's gonna get more time added?
Yeah. I'm not familiar with the punishment when you AWOL and escape from prison, but I'm guessing.
All right, I got this article here. Let me read it. It says escaped California prisoner captured in Mexico. Miguel Banuelos, 49-year-old inmate who escaped from California prison camp near Lake Tahoe on July 4th, was captured in Mexico, the CDCR announced. Banuelos was missing for 2 days after walking away from the Washington Ridge Conservation Camp in Nevada County. Working with U.S. officials, Mexican authorities found and arrested Banuelos at a home in Tijuana, Mexico. Officials did not say how Banuelos made the 600-mile journey from Washington Ridge Conservation Camp to Tijuana. Banuelos will appear before an immigration judge and then will be processed through the port of entry. He will be rehoused at a CDCR institution, and his case will be referred to the Nevada County District Attorney for possible escape charges. Banuelos was sentenced to 7 years out of San Diego County on July 23, 2025, for the transportation or sale of a controlled substance and the possession or purchase of more than 4 kilos of heroin or cocaine, but he was scheduled to be released on April 20th, 2028. So he was only going to do 3 years. Damn, that's not even a full 3 years from 2025 to 2028. He was going to do 3 years on a 7-year sentence. Have you ever heard of that? And for 4 kilos.
You say he went in when?
He went in on
2024, right?
But you know what? It doesn't tell us how long he was in the county jail fighting it.
Yeah.
So he probably got arrested in 2024. So he's doing 50%. But
You
damn,
don't have time.
4 kilos though. Man, 4 kilos used to get you 30 years in the 80s.
It's non-violent and instead of state case, so
Yeah. So
I don't know how they kept it state.
So let me ask you this, Munchie. This guy is 600 miles away from Mexico. He had to call somebody for a ride, huh?
Oh yeah, he was planning on this like for a week. He already knew what day he was gonna get on.
Yeah, because you don't get to Mexico in a day.
He ain't do no hitchhiking.
Nah.
He had a ride already ready.
So he's gonna have to. I'm sure that the district attorney over there in Nevada is gonna ask him how it happened, and he's gonna have to explain, and then that dude's gonna get a charge.
He not gonna tell that.
You never know.
I doubt it.
What if they add another 5 years to his sentence?
They gonna do it anyway.
Well, it says it's possible.
You gonna get charged for escaping anyway.
Well,
so telling ain't gonna help him.
Well, I wonder if he was escaping for a noble cause, like a funeral of a family member, or to go see his kids. That doesn't explain any of that.
Yeah, it gotta be something, man. Maybe somebody about to pass away soon. He want to say his last goodbyes, go to a funeral. It might be something.
Well,
I don't think he escaped just to visit his kids, though. I don't think he did that.
He was coming home in less than 2 years. He was coming home in about 20 months.
Yeah, he could have talked to them on a tablet.
All right, man. Do you think he's going to get more time, or you think that they'll just say, never mind?
No, I got tax some more years on there, maybe 3.
He screwed himself. But damn, doing 50% on a 7-year sentence for 4 kilos of heroin or cocaine, is that normal now?
If you're in the state, yeah, that sounds like about right because it's nonviolent. Nonviolent crimes you get had on.
Look, FG from Cross Atlantic got 10 years for 4 ounces.
In the feds.
For 4 ounces.
The feds hit different.
Yeah, they don't even have that law anymore. What FG went to prison for don't exist now. They took that off the books. But he got 10 years for 4 ounces. This guy got 4 kilos. And got halftime on a 7-year sentence.
I would have never escaped.
No, that's nothing. That's nothing. Just sit it out, man. And if you missed your granny's funeral, so be it. Or if you didn't get to say your last goodbyes to your abuela, hey, man, it ain't worth your freedom.
Hopefully you had some sex while you was out for them 2 days.
Yeah, I don't even think he was out for a full 2 days. And it's surprising how quick they caught him. Like he didn't even try to cover his tracks. They caught him with ease.
Yeah, somebody dropped a dime on him.
And usually Mexico does not send back escapees right away, unless you're not born in Mexico. So I'm guessing he's a Mexican from San Diego, not a Mexican national. Because if you're a Mexican national, it takes like 30 to 90 days for them to deport you back. But if you're an American Mexican, they send you back right away. So
yeah, it's a storyline behind that. We ain't gonna never get it though.
I think I'm gonna try to find out what was going on with Mr. Banuelos. 49-year-olds. 49-year-old guy. All right, man. Where can the people tap in with Munchie be the mayor, man?
Morals Over Money TV, and on Instagram, Twitter, MB_the mayor. Same handles, Instagram and Twitter.
Okay, and you're not messing with Twitch or what's the other big one now? Twitch, Kick, Kick and Twitch, just making a lot of noise.
Yeah, I gotta get versed in that. Somebody gotta lace me up on that. I would like to add that to to rotate that with or stream simultaneously with the podding.
Yeah, I've been trying to tap in with those two platforms, but I haven't even been able to squeeze it in my schedule. But I'm gonna find out eventually. But for now, everybody can go to the YouTube channel and go to Street TV for all our straight politicking episodes and clips. And of course, we're on all podcast platforms, mostly Spotify and Apple is where you'll find these episodes if you want to listen to them on audio. We out.